Hello and welcome everyone. From this video, I'm going to discuss how to create an end-to-end Streamlit application that can communicate with a given YouTube video. So from one of our previous videos, we discussed in detail how to build a Q&A bot on a given YouTube video. And also from that, I shared the collab notebook to how to implement that bot. So if you have not watched that video, you can go and watch that video as well. So from this video, this video can be considered as an extension of that, where we build that bot as an end-to-end application. So first of all, let's move to a small demonstration of the application that we are about to create. All right, so this is the application that we are going to create. So here, simply we can paste a URL of a YouTube video. So I will paste a URL from one of our previous videos. And then we can simply click on the build model button. So then it will fetch the video from the YouTube. And then it will do the video transcribing process. And then afterwards, it will build the Q&A module so that we can do question answering on top of that. All right, now the model is ready. So here also it shows some iframe that we can play the YouTube video on the spot. So when we are doing the question answering, we are also getting references on the which clips this answer taken from. So if we want to refer to the YouTube video back, we can always go back and check that part. So let's ask a question from this. So here I'm asking, what is this video about? All right, so then we can simply press the get response button. So then the model is built, and then it will give the response like this. So it says this video is about OpenAI API, allows leveraging the chat history and retaining memory. So that is this video exactly about. And also it says the which part of the video that gives these answer. So we can always go back and watch this video and refer to various segments, and then we can refer back and rewatch that parts if we want. So this is basically that we are going to build. So let's move to the code and see how we can build this application. All right, so this is the GitHub repository of the application. So from our previous video of building multi-doc QnA Streamlit application, I covered some information about what is Streamlit and how we sign up and deploy applications with it. So if you want more information, detailed information about Streamlit and stuff, you can refer to that video. So if I'm summarizing those steps, first we need to create a GitHub repository that hold all the code we need in this application. So here basically contain multiple files. So the main.py is where we have all the logic of our application. And then we have the requirements.txt file. So this is the file where we have all the Python packages that we require. And also in some cases, we also need this packages.txt file. So here we can install some other supporting packages required in the instance that we are deploying this application. So other than that, we can have various resources such as image files, etc. in the main repository itself. So after creating this GitHub repository, we can go to Streamlit portal, and then we can sign in. Afterwards, we can go to our applications page and then click on this new app button. And afterwards, we can give the created repository a URL here and the branch and the main file path. So this should be main.py. And also we can have a customized app URL. After giving this information, we can simply press on the deploy button so that application will be deployed. All right, so that's how we can create the Streamlit application. So I will move back to the GitHub repo and I will quickly go through the code. So I will go back to the main.py, which holds our code. All right, so this is the main.py file of our application. So I will go through the code. So this is the same code that I have shared with you with the Colab notebook from our previous video. So I will quickly go through it. So first we have to have these lines in our main.py file. So this is due to one of the recent errors that came up in the Streamlit SQLite library. So you can use this as it is. And then we are importing all the libraries that we required to be used in our application. So here we are using Langchain and OpenAI's Whisper libraries and Python pandas and PyTube library to load the YouTube. And then I'm also using the torch. So this part actually might not require in this Streamlit application, but if you are deploying the Streamlit applications using your local hardware, then sometimes you can use your GPU. So in such cases, this might be useful. All right, so the first thing we are setting the page config. So here I'm setting the layout to be centered rather than going for the wide. And I'm also giving the page title, which will be shown in the application tab. And then I'm adding a simple header section. So this header section is basically to give our logo of our YouTube channel and giving some kind of a title saying the Geek Avenue. And so this is what basically this code, that is what this code actually does. And we are also adding a horizontal separator line. So if I'm showing that part from our application, so this is how we can see the header of our app. And so this is the header segment that we just talked about. Here we have our logo and then the title, and this is the horizontal line here. And afterwards, we have the two functions that we had in our Google Colab notebook: extract and save audio. So this is where we extract the YouTube video from the YouTube and then we save it as an MP3 file so that we can use it in the Whisper. Then this is to chunk the video so that the video will be chunked into several clips so that we can refer them when we are doing question answering. So when we are using larger YouTube videos, so this is really helpful. And then we can add the app title. So here I'm giving the header as a YouTube question answering bot. So this is basically the title of the application. So it's displayed here. And afterwards, basically I am getting input from the user, so which is the URL of the YouTube video. So that is being done from this line. And then I am giving a Streamlit button to build the model. So this is where I am constructing the model given the YouTube video. So those items are given here. Enter your URL here, and then this button build model. So afterward, if this button is pressed, I am going into this if block, and then I'm checking whether the site is available or not. So the site is simply the URL given by the user. So if there is no URL, I'm giving the message enter URL to build the bot, because otherwise without a URL, we cannot build the QnA bot. Then if the URL is available, I am entering try and catch block. So in this try block, I'm having my all the logic. So here I'm first creating a progress bar. So this is to give some idea to the end user that these are the various stages of this model building, model construction process. So here we can give a progress bar using st.progress, and then here we can set to the uh, current progress. So this should be 0 to 100, and then here also we can put a text saying what is the current step. So I'm setting it to 0 and telling that fetch in the YouTube video. And then I'm also setting the CUDA if available. So in this free version of the Streamlit, we do not have access to a GPU. So it will be using the CPU. So with this, the processing time will be slower. If you're using it your own hardware and with the GPU, good GPU, then it will utilize the GPU and quickly it will run the Whisper models. So for instance, in our Colab notebook, we are utilizing the GPU, and with that we can quickly render the YouTube videos. Next, we can initialize our Whisper model, and then I am getting this URL of the video, and then I am giving a file name for it. So basically, then I am extracting the MP3 of that YouTube video. Afterwards, I am forwarding that extracted MP3 file to the Whisper model to transcribe that. So here also I am setting the progress to 50% because both of the steps, two steps that we have fetching the video and converting it to MP3 is done. Afterwards, it will do the transcription, and then afterward we can extract the text segments from the transcription. Then we can do the chunking, and we can separate the document as well as the various segments of the YouTube video. After doing that, we have our text as well as text documents as well as the sources where we can use it to build a vector database. So here I'm setting the progress to 75% from here, and I'm giving the text built-in QnA model. And then we can use our usual steps, initializing the OpenAI embeddings and creating the Chroma vector DB, and then creating a retriever, and then building the retrieval QA with the sources chain from the Langchain library. So one thing to mention here, we are also setting the OpenAI API key as a Streamlit secret. So how to do that is also mentioned from the previous video. That is simply can be done from the app settings in the Streamlit. And yeah, that's it basically. So afterwards, we can set the progress to 100, and then we can display a message saying model is ready. And right, so here, yeah, this one actually need to be changed. So this one I have edited to try out one thing. So give me a second, I will change it. It need to be corrected as exception. All right, next we can. All right, so that's how the try catch blocks are going to be. So here again, we have to get the site as well as model as session variables, because with pressing a submit button, always Streamlit refreshes. So that's how it is. So we need to save the site, the URL of the YouTube video, and the model file that we just created, and we have to save them as variables in the our session state, so that we can use it in the our next segment after pressing the submit button. All right, so next we are checking if the site and the crawling in a state, which means the crawling here means stands for the whether our model construction process is completed. So if the URL is there as well as the model is constructed, Then we can build the QnA model. So here I'm giving a new header, ask you a data, and then I am fetching back the model and site URL. So here we need the URL of the YouTube video so that we can display it in the Streamlit application, so that when he is doing question answer, when the user is doing question answering, he can also refer to the YouTube video if they want. All right, so then I'm again putting a text box to get a question from the user, and again a submit button to get response submit button, and then I'm also using a spinner to show that model is working on it, and afterwards simply we can call the model and get the result. So results comes with a answer as well as the sources. So we need to display all of them, the answers as well as the sources. Right, so here also we have the try catch blocks. So with the try, we have the logic, and the exceptions, it says exception occurred. So here it can be any case where it can be some kind of a timeout or some issue at the OpenAI API end as well. So here we are displaying when we are accessing the model, an exception occurred. All right, so that's simply what is this, what that is the code of this application. So I will share all these codes with you, so you can simply try out this by yourself. So all right, so that's it, and let's move back again to our application. So here I am going to use our use memory in with OpenAI, one of our previous videos from the Geek Avenue YouTube channel. So simply we need to paste the URL of that YouTube video. Then we can simply press the build model button. So then here you can see it says the model is running, and then it shows various steps: fetching the video, transcribing, and likewise. So here this will take a little bit of time, because with this free version of the Streamlit, they are not utilizing the GPU, so that it can take a little bit of time here. So if you're using a larger YouTube videos, the wait time would be larger. But once you have constructed the video, then you can do question answering as much as possible. So the model construction is kind of a one-time process. For every video, it is just one-time process. Then you can do any number of question answering quickly. So if you are deploying it with your local configurations with hardware resources such as GPU, then it will be a lot faster than that. All right, so now the model is ready, and it shows the iframe of the video that we can watch it if we want. And then here we can ask the questions. So as demonstrated earlier, here again we can ask some question. Right, so here I'm asking how to use memory with Langchain. Then I will press on the get response button, and it says the model is working on it. So this is the spinner that we put. All right, so here it gives the response from this, the information extracted from this YouTube video, and then also it shows the sources where this answer came from. And also we can play this video here and we can refer to it. So that's it from this video. Hope that you have learned something from it. So you can also try out this. I will post the code in the video description. So again, to mention, like with the larger videos, it will take a little bit of time to run the Whisper model, because when it is running on the CPU, it won't be that much faster. So with your own configurations, you can come up with a lot faster deployments. So here you can paste any YouTube video and then build the model and then do the question answering with that. So, all right, and thank you for watching this video. And so make sure to subscribe us and like and share these videos with your colleagues. And thanks again for watching and see you from another video.